Story 1. When I was 21, I spent considerable time alone at my parents' house. We lived on a small pond directly behind our yard, with a town park on the opposite side. Neighbors were spaced out, as it was a pricier, more upscale block with large properties. I'm fully moved out now, but this was during college. My parents owned multiple homes and traveled often, leaving me alone frequently. One random summer night I was off school. Likely a weekday, I was in the back sunroom watching TV. It was my favorite summer spot, cozy with great breezes from open windows. Positioned near the corner window, I heard splashing from the pond. Ducks or geese often fought in the water, so I ignored it at first. As it persisted, I lowered the TV volume to listen, even pressing my ear to the window. The splashes sounded too heavy for birds like a person. I opened the sunroom door and stepped onto the deck, peering into the pitch-dark yard. Now I heard a man humming along with the splashes. Someone was trespassing, swimming in our section of the pond. I stepped back inside to flick on the backyard lights, briefly illuminating part of the pond. The splashing and humming stopped instantly. Whoever it was saw me. I wondered if it was a neighbor, though swimming there was rare. Regardless, I wasn't confronting them. I retreated inside, locking the door, and texted my brother away at college about it. He didn't reply immediately. I tried not to creep myself out, but focusing on TV became impossible. Peering outside revealed only darkness. I didn't realize the TV light made me visible from outside until I heard a noise on the deck. I scrambled for the remote, turning it off. As the room went black and silent, my eyes adjusted and I heard heavy breathing right outside a window. I instantly flattened myself on the couch to hide. After a moment of silence, a deep voice outside said, "I see you." My heart dropped, unsure whether to speak or hide. I blurted, "Paul, is that you?" Paul was a neighbor's name, hoping he was joking. No response, just footsteps walking away. I stayed frozen on the couch, terrified. Minutes later, I bolted up to check locks, front door, side entrance all secure. After texting my family, my dad told me to be the man of the house, turn the backyard lights on, and check outside. Seeing nothing through the window, I grabbed a large knife and stepped onto the deck. There were half-dried wet footprints. I followed them around the deck's side and saw nightmare fuel. The top of someone's head, eyes, forehead peering over the deck's edge from the ground below. We made eye contact. He turned away. I raced inside and called 911. Police arrived quickly, making me feel safer. They asked if we had enemies or problematic neighbors, did a property sweep, then left. I shut every window and ran the AC for security. Waking to sunlight the next morning was a relief. That man never returned, and we never identified him. Story 2. I walk my dog 3 times daily, morning, afternoon, and night, always the same route through our driveway exit to our condo complex's cul-de-sac parking lot. My night walks are late, a habit since I got him. Never an issue until one evening. I started the final walk, flashlight in hand, no lot lights, listening to music with one AirPod to hear unusual sounds. Approaching the lot, I faintly heard a voice ahead, but was zoned out. My mind caught up. I stopped, removed the AirPod, listened. It happened again, a voice ahead, but no one visible. Foolishly, I kept walking, thinking it was in my head, though something felt off. I halted again near parked cars, flashlight sweeping everywhere. Then came the creepiest moment, a muffled child's voice saying, "Help." My heart plummeted. I couldn't move my legs. Frantically, I pointed my flashlight around, certain it came from the cars. No child or person was visible, just me and my dog, sniffing bushes, oblivious. It happened again, helped 3 more times, clearly from my left near the cars. Panic surged. My dog's ears perked up. He looked toward the sound, confirming it was real. Then it hit me. The voice wasn't entirely childlike, a mix of adult and child, always muffled, and each help was identically monotone, like a statement, not a plea. My dog and I sprinted home. My mum was puzzled. I suggested cops in case someone needed real help, but she deemed it unnecessary. Questions haunted me. Why muffled? Was someone hidden in a car, or something darker, waiting for me to approach? It still disturbs me deeply. Photo description: first stopping point after removing AirPods. Voice heard ahead, left. Second spot, closer. Voice left near cars. Condos on right weren't the source, sound came from cars. Parked trucks. SUVs blocked visibility. Never solved. Story 3. This story explains why my parents moved from a house owned by our family for 3 generations. I've struggled with lifelong depression, often feeling useless. I'm better now. As a kid, it was brutal, so I isolated in my room. Our house sat in woodsy seclusion, trees on 3 sides, a forest separating us from neighbors. My bedroom was large, in the back corner with windows facing woods. Terrifying for a kid already scared of the dark. Around age 10, 5th grade, things started. I was too old for my parents' bed after nightmares, but accused of overactive imagination. First, my multicolor LED nightlight, usually set to red, was a different color when I randomly woke one night. I dismissed it until a week later, waking to find it changed again. My parents denied touching it, blaming glitches. I accepted that until waking to find it unplugged on the floor. Again, they dismissed me, my dad saying I was too old for it. Days later, the nightlight vanished. I accused my parents. They accused me. A huge fight erupted. I couldn't believe they'd lie. Things normalized briefly. Then I woke randomly for nights straight, unsure why. After the 4th, my parents blamed puberty. The next time it happened, I stayed awake and heard faint rustling from my closet. Parents didn't believe me. My dad checked, finding only old toys, posters. The next 4 nights were pure torture, rustling in the closet every time I woke. I begged my parents to believe me. My dad, furious, dragged me to the closet to prove nothing was there, hurling toys around while yelling. Then he yanked a poster off the wall. My parents froze in horror at the massive hole it concealed. My mom screamed. My dad's flashlight lit the impossibly deep hole. He ran outside, finding a tiny hole in the dirt at the house's base. Digging revealed a passageway from the woods to my room. We stayed at my aunt's that night and moved out. Shortly after, my parents refused to discuss it, likely feeling guilty for not believing me. It's chilling. A stranger was in my room nightly for over a month. I'll never know why. If your kids report something abnormal, believe them. Story 4. My name is Leo. Honestly, I'm a bit lost family. Life is horrible. So I've stayed away from home for 3 years. High school friends changed in ways I dislike. My hometown offers nothing. I'm a soon-to-be college senior with 0 postgrad plans. Enough sadness. Last year, seeking direction, I was in Berlin. I recall the Borussia alone, not unusual. I prepared to leave but realized my apartment keys were missing. Stumbling out, I walked toward my apartment anyway. It was locked, too late for replacements, unsure what others would do. I looked for a sleep spot. Then it rained. I settled under a bridge out of rain. Safe. Drifting off. I heard faint voices across the river. Sitting up, I saw 5 men and a tied-off boat on the opposite bank. They hadn't noticed me. Quickly, I realized it was a drug deal. Briefcases and duffel bags exchanged hands. My German is poor, so I filled blanks. I considered moving but didn't want attention. Suddenly, one man yelled aggressively in German, pointing a gun at another. Silence followed. The targeted man raised hands, speaking rapidly. He seemed set up, stripped of clothes and belongings. Feeling unsafe, I rose slowly to leave. A man shouted roughly, "There's someone there." I ran without looking back. They yelled more. I only understood, "Don't shoot." I ran until vomiting, nearly passing out from drunken exhaustion. They couldn't catch me, but could have shot me. I still think how I nearly died if they'd fired. Sometimes I feel fated to run forever. Story 5. A normal Friday afternoon in high school. Walking down a hall with my friend Emma. Her talking. Me just enduring the day. Foster parents weren't kind. Passing the lunchroom. I needed the bathroom. Emma waited outside. Inside, I noted no one else waited, as this bathroom was always packed. I shrugged, entered a stall. Seconds after sitting, I heard the entrance door open shut. Abruptly, someone entered but didn't move. Not unusual. Maybe hiding from admin. Finished. I stood. Read bathroom wall graffiti quotes. Teacher rants. Heard the door open again. The person left, exiting. Emma wore a "what did I just see" face, I asked. She asked who was behind me in the stall. Chills. I said no one was with me. Told her to stop messing. She swore she wasn't. She'd entered seconds before I came out and saw someone else in the store, shoes touching mine from behind. She'd left immediately, I repeated. I was alone, she clarified. No one approached the door until she entered seconds pre-exit. I'd assumed the earlier entrant was hiding, stomach sinking. I found an admin. She dismissed it, saying Emma probably joked. But Emma, never serious, looked me dead in the eye, recounting details. I felt it was real. Combined with hearing the door open close twice, it haunted me. I'm 18 now, never forgot. Story 6 years ago, renting a small house, 2 beds, 1 bath. After landing my first big job, landlord Michelle was friendly, likely rented to me for being female. Weeks in, something weird started. One work night, a knock. I asked, "Who is it?" No response. Didn't open. Next morning, a big posted note on the storm door. "Hello, beautiful." Definitely the knocker, who? I crumpled it, disgusted, trashed it, hoping it was once. That night, another knock earlier while cooking. I listened silently, no peephole glass. Storm door didn't lock, wouldn't open. Night 2 meant stalker. Called parents, dad retired. Cops said cops couldn't help unless catching them red-handed. Advised, no late outings, don't answer door. If continued, he'd visit. Next morning, another note. "I like to watch you." I photographed it, sent to family and Michelle. Asked Michelle if she had stalkers. She acted shocked, claimed long-term relationship. Unconvinced, I left a note. "If looking for Michelle, she doesn't live here, only rents. Continued visits. Equals police." Comforting. I thought it ended. That night, anxiety-filled relief, no knocks, slept peacefully. Next morning, removed my note but found a new one. "I'm not looking for Michelle. I'm looking for you, my name. I like watching you." Sent to dad immediately. Felt ill. Dad packed, drove up, arrived when I got home. Work was hell, only thought of this. Wondered if creepy coworker Fernando did it. Dad and I waited to call. Cops later, wanting them seen. One officer came. Dad noted it must be busy. After the report, Dad stayed on the stoop hours after I slept. No return that night. I moved out once packed. Michelle understood. Stalker didn't follow. Likely ruling out coworkers. Never knew who it was. Story 7. I'll be honest. I've chased women more than I'd like. Toned it down since college. Partly due to this. Schooled in California. Very open sexual culture. Sophomore year, pledged Pike. Mid-semester, tired of sorority girls knowing half every frat gross. Feared every girl I liked had been with friends. Tried Tinder, matched quickly. Plans to meet at college bar, tap house, pool tables. My specialty. Arrived early, warmed up. An hour passed, stood up. Debated salvaging night or online chess. Got a notification, yelled the girl, apologizing for lateness. Just arrived. Greeted her. Drinks, pool, chatting. Latina, heavy drinker. I got plastered. Keeping up, she asked for Instagram. Sent explicit photos instantly. Confused but drunk. I didn't complain. She said your turn. Assumed meant same. Drunk, didn't question. Sending pics 5 feet apart. Complied. Laughed. Bar winding down. Planned to invite her to my place, but she asked to stay at hers. Agreed. Uber to Oakland, red flag, should have fired. She unlocked her door, stepped aside. For me, inside, pitch black, door shut behind me. Lights flipped on. Not a 5 feet to go. Two massive bald guys' tank tops blocked the door. Hands clasped. Turned. Another bald guy ahead. Room details fuzzy. Couldn't fight fleas. Guy ahead stated my name, birthday, age. Said Yale was 17. I'd sent. Received explicit pics of a minor. Told me to obey. Guys behind took phone, wallet, keys. Fight guy ahead said he was a major NorCal drug distributor. I'd be outed as a file unless distributing to my frat university. Guys gave paper, told to write my address, plus student names, numbers. Needed phone for contacts. One held it firmly as I scrolled. All three hovered, checkmated. The second I saw a chance, I ran. Too drunk to consider pick consequences. Narrowly escaped door, sprinted still in dangerous Oakland. Found a house, begged to use phone, called 911, told police everything, couldn't recall address. Officer drove me. I retraced my run, waited in squad car as cops barged in. Minutes later, place deserted, no signs of habitation. Weeks later, police launched full investigation, concluded gang-related, never arrested anyone, likely buried under Oakland's rampant crime drugs. Never used a dating app since. Story 8, I smoke daily as long habit. Seeing a therapist for nicotine addiction, not helping much. Worse, my sleep schedule. Up past midnight, rarely awake, before noon. Relevant to this story, months ago, on my balcony smoking habitual. Live in a secluded neighborhood, houses not close, but from balcony, see over one neighbor's fence. Not nosy, but this night, I looked, assumed he lived alone, only navy BMW in driveway usually, but not tonight, a black van, new to me, noted coincidence. Next night, checked again, van there, not sinister, just intrigued. Next morning, balcony check, van gone. That week, I gamed observing the van nightly, theorizing its purpose. Obsessive why friends drifted, wouldn't poke further. Until one night, up unusually late, approximately 5 a.m., van present, smoking last cigarette. Neighbor walked out, first time seeing him. Watched him carry along black bag golf clubs, but heavier. Two van, opened sliding door, placed bag delicately inside, drove off, dumbfounded, but next day, decided to wait earlier on balcony for van's return. Brought laptop, worked, approximately 10 p.m. Van absent, 1 a.m. It pulled in, shut laptop, watched, van idled, engine running, 4 minutes. Driver exited, went to side, slid door open, pulled, out same bag. Struggled visibly this time, waddling slowly before disappearing inside. Determined to learn more. Next morning, flipped a coin, decided to tail his van that night. After unproductive day, approximately 4 a.m. balcony, cigarette ready. Saw movement in his driveway, rushed downstairs, grabbed keys, car, headlights off, waited for van to hit main road, tailed it. 20 minutes later, he turned onto a dirt path into woods. I followed, woods thin path like an old road. Minutes later, destination clear, a deserted gas station tucked in a woods clearing. His BMW parked in front, fearful of closeness. I turned car round, parked across street from dirt road entrance. Waited an hour. BMW finally exited. Nervously, I drove back up the path. Parked roadside, walked toward gas station. Eerie. Front door locked, side door locked, back door locked. Needed inside. Tried windows, none budged. Against judgment. Smashed. A window with a rock shattered easily, but alarms blared. Abandoned place had security. Sprinting to car, I sped off, calling 911 vaguely before hanging up. Home, heart racing. Next morning, hoping blowover. Wrong balcony view. 8 police cars in neighbor's driveway. Lights flashing. Watched officer escort him out in cuffs. Cars left alone with thoughts. Lit cigarette. Police never answered my questions. Tried driving back to gas station road. Blocked off, maybe someday I'll brave the woods. Story 9, no prior sleep disorders, paralysis. Terrors, always a heavy sleeper. Occasional nightmares. Free 3D horror movies. Weirdly enjoyed the thrill. Lived with roommate Trish. Different work schedules. Saw each other weekends. Window AC on full blast. Nightly white noise helped sleep. First nightmare hit days post breakup. Dream. Family at dinner table. Silent. Across table. Creature-like signs. Alien but with horns. Claws. Sleep paralysis. Demon look-alike. Still dreaming. Next. It stood beside me. Staring. Ran in dream to brain version of my room. Woke room pitch black. AC blasting. Heart racing. Thought creepy dream. Looked around. Slept. Next night. Woke to bedroom door open, usually shut. Thought Trish, checking if home. Shut it. Slept. Asked Trish via text next day she hadn't entered. Maybe forgot midnight bathroom trip. Following night. Another nightmare. Same demon creature. More disturbing dark square room. It got closer without moving. Limbs until atop me. Claw scratched my thigh. Felt pain in dream. Woke. Dark room. AC blasting. Felt stinging on thigh. Touched skin, felt something. Rushed to bathroom mirror. Screamed, gash on thigh. Ran to Trisha's room. Light on. Woke her. She asked how I got it. I screamed, I don't know. We went to my room. Stripped sheets, covers, hunted bugs, spiders, sharp objects, made no sense. But what else? Trish said. Wait. Finger to lip. Turned off a C. Room silent, sickening clarity as we heard a faint sound under my bed. The quiet presence of another person. Impressively, neither screamed. Looked at bed, each other, fled room, apartment. Knocked on neighbor's door until answered older man. Asked help intruder, he let us use phone for 911. While waiting. Heard a door slam outside hours. Too late to see who. Police arrived. Intruder gone. We'd left lights on when fleeing. Intruder knew we knew. Reflection. My dream demon was him. First dream. Door opened, he'd roamed nightly. Possibly. Eating food. This person scratched my thigh hard enough to mark. Deeply disturb it. Forever changed my view of dreams. Nightmares. Story 10. Little kid. Old house in Suffolk County. Long Island, approximately 6 to 7 years old. Older brother Luke and I shared top floor bedroom, one separate apartment rented to an old lady. Layout, stairs top, left our bedroom, her old living room, straight bathroom, right extra kitchen, small bedroom. Our huge room had a million toys plus 2 parallel crawling closets storing more. One toy, race car with buttons, activating lights and sounds, honks, revs, driving noises, rock song, old gift to Luke. One random night, Luke and I in bed, not asleep, when like a jump scare the car's loud revving suddenly activated, lights blazing mid. I looked scared, accused Luke of scaring me. He laughed hysterically, denying it, terrified. Toy stopped, unsettled, but slept. Time passed. Another night, both in bed, heard a thud. Luke insisted on creeping me out, claiming a ghost. I yelled to shut up or I'd get Mum. He laughed until we saw light the toy car again. I bolted downstairs, yelled for Mum, babbling about ghosts, thuds, car lights. Luke followed. Mum blamed him. How turn lights from bed. Slept in parents' room. Long quiet period. Until one night Luke absent sleepover. Sleeping alone. Mum kissed goodnight. Asked door opened scared alone. Rolled to sleep. Struggled. Heard unexplainable sound down hall. Flipped to face daughter. Toy car rolled into room. Lights on. Screamed stomach deep. Cried for Mum. Pressed against wall. Parents rushed in. Saw car. I screamed someone pushed it. Dad checked other rooms, no one. Nowhere to hide but closets under beds all clear. Parents likely conflicted. Toy malfunction. Imagination. Or freaked car couldn't move itself. Dad smashed it. Trashed at neighbors. Slept in parents' room until forced back. This story is why I believe in the paranormal and life after death.